this past Monday was live from MSG, right?
Yeah.
Cedric Alexander pinned AJ Styles in like a 10-man tag, if I remember correctly. Everyone and their mother thought that Cedric was going to beat AJ Styles tonight, or at the very least, go the distance. Because he's on his way. Cedric can go the distance. And he went the distance, all right. He almost made it to 5 minutes. AJ Styles squashed him. And I didn't bother. Like, as soon as I looked up the results, I didn't bother looking up the highlights of this match because I can't imagine a 4 minute 55 second match had many highlights. But unless it's like a super heavyweight and kind of like Brock Lesnar Goldberg, to have a match that go 5 minutes on the pre-show is a squash. It does no one any good except to put over AJ Styles. So clearly they don't have as much hope in Cedric Alexander than I thought they would, especially after pinning Styles in that 10 man. So Marcus, to you, what's your takeaway with Alexander getting this loss?
It kind of takes me right back to the Ricochet stuff. You know, two phenomenal talents, similar styles. Obviously, I think Ricochet is the more thorough high flyer, but two phenomenal guys that, you know, at this point, if I'm being honest, I'd probably rather see the two of them fight over the U.S. strap than either one of them fighting AJ, which is coming from a huge AJ fan.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the whole thing is like it's kind of because of how the club is set up now, like guys going against AJ who are essentially just going against the club are kind of more like extended fodder in a sense. You know, unless he goes against, you know, unless Brock Lesnar just feels the need to want to pick on them 1 week. And then we might get some interesting from them. I mean, like, this is some of the most consistent stuff we got from Cedric, considering the fact that he was not too long ago running after the 24/7 title every week. So he got elevated in that sense. But, you know, I think they could be doing far more with guys like Cedric and Ricochet. And I think guys like that should probably go over a guy like AJ, who at this point can't really suffer from certain losses just because of who he is and the accomplishments he has in the company. So we'll see. But, you know, we saw with Ricochet and now it's happening with Alexander's the law of diminishing returns. Like, how many times can we see this and then like, oh my God, he finally got his win? It'll be like the Ash Ketchum thing. On Twitter, after 22 years, 22 seasons of Pokemon, he finally won a league. And most people are like, oh my God, it happened. And then you got the other half like, about fucking time. Like, so.
He has only had like top two finishes too, by the way. Like, Ash Ketchum sucks. Like, that, come on, like if we're being real, Ash Ketchum is a terrible Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, he's one of the poster childs on fool. I know a lot of people try to frame it as, you know, he's like a symbol for people to never give up and stuff like that. Or you can frame it, you know, as like a poster child for the participation award.
Yup. So with Cedric and Ricochet, I think the two biggest issues with them, and I'm not going to try to be snarky here because I know it could just be like their skin color, because, you know, Vince is super racist. It's the fact that neither of them are great personalities, you know? And I don't know if that's Vince. Now, with Ricochet, it's because he can't. Ricochet just can't. We've seen him cut promos in Lucha Underground. He can't. But with Cedric, he was paired with Caprice Coleman in Ring of Honor. And you're not going to out-talk Caprice Coleman. He's fucking Caprice Coleman. He's C and C. But I don't know if Alexander wasn't given the opportunity in Ring of Honor, or if he couldn't. Now in WWE, it's so hard to know some of these guys. So I look at someone like Cedric, and I think to myself, well, he's a charisma vacuum. He's lacking the personality. But then again, I said the same thing about Big E way back in the day, because he was just being given the stupid "Verve, Verve, Verve" chant. So like when you got someone just doing that, it's really hard to determine if someone is charismatic enough to support, and that's what wrestling needs. It's what it's always thrived off of, is charismatic personalities, people who are likable or hateable. And guys who are just really good at doing the spots, that's not wrestling. And I think a lot of fans realize that, and they want that. So that's why it's so hard for some of these guys to truly get over. So I don't know. Maybe Cedric is being held back. Maybe he's being pushed as hard as he can go. But like you said, it is disappointing to see Styles, run through some of these younger guys. Now, I think about Chad Gable and the opportunity he has, but I have a feeling he might lose to Baron Corbin because Vince has a fetish for Baron Corbin, and if that happens, that'll be 3 young stars that Vince fed to people who didn't need to be fed to. So it's the WWE, man. Like, this is the machine that they built. This is the machine that people support.